Hello, divine beings on this training. I can't wait to get started. There is so much. So this training is going to be about embracing the wealthy perspective. So we're going to go through maybe like an 8-step process to get us to the position where we're absolutely saturating our subconscious mind in a perspective that's unwavering. And by the end of this, you're going to be so anchored in a non-negotiable truth to a perspective that you're going to carry about yourself, and you're going to literally witness that manifest in 60 days time. Okay. So number one of this, you want to grab your notebooks. Number one is that whenever we're in overwhelm of a stimulation, and there's two examples that I'm going to refer to here, which is I was recently in London and I was recently at a festival. Now the stimulation in these places, obviously of London, is that you must, wherever you are, whether it's your office, your family, your social circles, your online presence, wherever you are, placing your awareness, if you're placing it on what other people are doing, what's that going to do to you? It's not going to put you in a position of sovereign uniqueness. It's going to put you in a position of comparison. It's going to put you in a position of self-judgment. Now, although we can hold space and appreciate and witness and receive from other people, if you're actually taking your awareness away from you and putting it on and in something, it's just like watching a TV show. I know the back of our mind is always present and always aware of what we're doing, but if we're actually taking our awareness of us and putting it on other things externally, whether that's people that are doing amazing things, whether that's people doing bad things, in theory bad things, whether that's a nice handbag, a nice place I'd like to visit, a nice theatre show, a good event on, we are actually saying that we are not our number one priority. And that's just not true anymore, is it? It's just not true. You're on your spiritual path. You've been on the path for a long time. You're aware that your awareness is your most important asset. You're aware that your awareness is the only thing that's going to save you and wake you up from this matrix illusion, from this holographic reality, from this non-God in this reality that you're attaching to. So a non-God perspective of saying, oh, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not God, I'm not the creator of all this, would be the one, the perspective that's trying to find something, trying to seek. But what that seeker is trying to seek is themselves, is their perspective to be focused upon their internal monologue with a higher cosmic conversation occurring is a conversation with their soul, with their guides. We still attach it to an idea of trying to figure something out, divine inspiration, being stimulated by something to necessarily give us a thought, but really it's an internal soul conversation that's happening. So number one, write this down and kind of answer this. Where are you placing your awareness on others, even though you know that could be confusing your next steps? So where are you aware you do that? Where are you at with realizing that you know that that's not what you really need to do to get to the position you want to be in? Where can you forgive yourself, hold compassion, let it go, move on, new moment? Oh yeah, I'm what I've been looking for. There's no thing outside me that could satisfy me other than me. Yeah, you really want to get into that. You want to get to that place where you've gone through all the mental blur of it and the sludge to then be like, okay, enough. So although you might go all day, you might be distracted, you might be buying stuff and wanting stuff and looking out and watching other coaches and watching webinars and doing all this stuff, or socializing with your friends and getting involved in their gossip and thinking their family matters are interesting. At the end of the day, you come home on your own and you're just with this. Even if you take in all the problems of the world and you discuss it all and you analyze it all, you come home and when you're lying there in bed, you are left with this. And what you've put into yourself in a stimulation way, thought-provoking ways, stimulated visuals, senses, that is all got to be analysed. And although we are here to collect data for the universe, right now, We know as light leaders, as pioneers, as new earth leaders, we're actually trying to show another way of learning. So if you are attaching to the idea, well, it's really good to still know loads of information and collect data for the universe. Okay, well, would we tell a child to do that? Go and just soak in everything and lie in bed at night. Don't process anything. Just collect data for the universe. Don't actually do anything with it. Like, don't channel that energy into something. Don't find peace and presence in it. Just take loads of information all the time and get inspired by that and pick holes in it. Of course not. Yeah, of course not. Yeah, rhetoric. So where are we doing that? Where are we losing the point? Where are we losing energy? Where are we giving energy away? Where are we, let's say, wasting our time, which we know that our time, our only moment of now, would be best spent on these micro mindset shifts, on this internal dialogue, on this consistent monologue occurring within ourselves, to be projecting out rather than receiving in. Okay, the wisdom we want to be receiving in is higher conscious wisdom. We're no longer, we're looking at reality that's a past manifested reality from past. So it's almost like right now you're looking at a flick book of your past life and you're still interacting with it, meaning you're not living in a present reality. Now, the art of obviously coming into the now is that you're aware that this is a past manifested reality in front of you. You're aware that if you detach from observing that as a now manifested reality, that you'll actually see clearly what is a now manifested reality. There's other frequencies happening right now. You're in crystalline new earth right now, but you're attaching to not allowing yourself to see that. You're attaching to that there's this thing over there that needs your attention. And it's like, once we get through that of saying, that is literally going to just keep holding me back. If I actually pay attention, of course, you're still in this structure, doing the thing, socializing, going to work, getting on the bus, getting on the train. But it's from a detached presence of like, I know there's more. I know I'm actually walking around crystalline new earth right now. I'm going to look out and see it's crystalline new earth, crystalline new earth, crystalline new earth. As in, like, I'm, let's say, 14, I am intuitively designing that the whole thing is rainbow crystal light. I'm walking around in rainbow crystal light. Every object is rainbow crystal light. I'm not allowing myself, no longer, non-negotiable truth, to walk around in a past tense reality. No. Okay, being in the now is like sucking into the vortex to say, I invite, I request, I command to see things clearly. Okay, so where are we letting overwhelm of external stimulation distract and take our awareness, which our awareness is the only thing we're trying to maintain consistently with? Okay, that just shifts it straight away. Then stop it. Just tell yourself, like, anytime you're looking at something, just stop it. Just stop it. Just be like, oh, that's I'm looking at a past manifested reality. I'm not going to attach a label to a past manifested reality other than, see you, I'll be seeing you. This is almost the last time I see you. Love you so much. Been amazing. Ciao. Okay. Now, number 2 of this is like at the festival, for example. Again, lots of comparison. What are other people doing? There was 2 unique examples of this. A woman that was next to me in the tent was very, very positive, very, very chirpy with the children. And I asked her, like, oh, how long have you been doing festival? And she said, oh, it's my first time. I kind of know the owners, so I'm being really positive to make sure that, like, you know, there's no slip ups. If anyone ever saw me, I'm giving the festival a good name. There's me sitting in my tent being like, God, she's so positive. Like, I'm just not as positive as that. There's her sitting in a tent going, oh, yeah, mate, oh, hi, hi. On show, she goes, oh, I just crash after. See these 2 worlds? So it's like, where can we stop comparing ourselves and realize that if we did dig deeper in it, which is number 2 of it, if you did dig deeper into the comparative things where you feel less than someone else, if you dug a bit deeper, you'd probably see their vulnerabilities as well. So then holding space with the vulnerabilities that what connects us. When we look up to someone, it's because we wish we had that. So therefore, the vulnerability that's within us that's being highlighted through that projection. Like I was going, oh God, I'm really not as positive as her, meaning that I felt shame, an idea of shame about where I'm not yet, but she's the personification to show me that positivity does exist. But then so it gave me inspiration, it gave me motivation. I noticed what I wasn't doing, I noticed who I wasn't being, allowing myself to be. So then I asked her, like you'd ask a coach, oh, can you show me how you do that? Then when she gives the delivery of, oh no, it's not real, I'm like kind of turning it on, then it made me feel more authentic. That, okay, I'm not always really like, positive, 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 because your version of that is fake. So where in our life have we been looking at things that apparently look real, that we could have been, should have been by now, but they're not even real? We would never trade in a fake positivity. Personally, I wouldn't trade in like a sovereign seriousness, let's say, for a fake positivity to crash, to get high and keep crashing on. I'm trying to find a maintained space, and that's not saying that I do, that's saying that I know it's within me to be that. Therefore, instead of learning from people that are in waves, I'm trying to find people that I can learn from, that are authentic in that, right? And then instead of trying to learn that from people, we're trying to find our own way, and knowing what we want is how we find our own way. And I know I like a maintained flow state, not a high and a low. So where can we forgive ourselves for comparing ourselves against other people, when if we just scratch the surface a little bit, we'd see that there's something else going on there for them, meaning that everyone's having their sovereign journey. Again, everyone's on their own path. Give yourself compassion, give yourself forgiveness for thinking that you want to be anywhere else. What do you say? Number one, put in our awareness. If I didn't put my awareness on her being positive, I could have had a completely different experience. I could have been like, I'm the best mom, bringing Waverley to this festival. Oh my God, I'm so good. But I just kept hearing this positivity. This, I was like, oh my God. And this other mum next to me was really, really cool. They were also having a little bit of a hard time. So it was like this in between. I was hearing like a little bit of hard time, a little bit of positive, like high positivity, and then me. And it was like this projected, manifested reality where I had best of both worlds, learning what I needed to learn. But it's kind of like on camping, you're in theory unable to not to hear. Whereas it might be that in your workplace, it might be that with your friends, you're unable to hear what they're saying. So then instead use it as like, okay, if I'm going to go around feeling high and low about things from now on, this is the question for number 2. Do I feel brave enough to actually scratch the surface a little bit and go a little bit deeper with it? Rather than just walk around in this surface level, shallow idea, I'm not enough. Instead of asking the question, like if someone's making more money or someone's channeling easier, like ask a question. How will you say that? How did you get there? And then be open to receiving the answer. And I'm not saying load it with, oh, then they're going to go, well, to be honest, like, I'm not really like this. But if they did say that, it just puts you in this like, oh God, I was putting this pedestal, putting up on a pedestal and putting myself down. So that's number 2. How can we scratch the surface more when we are comparing? How can you open up a conversation with someone that is doing apparently the things you like and want to be, and whether they can pass you on the keys to how to do that positively, great. Or if they pass on their vulnerabilities, great. Get yourself out of the spiral of comparison. Okay. Now, number 3. This will apply to most people in this program. The people that have already accepted wealth consciousness, then take this word of wealth for finances and exchange it for what you, like we said in the currency, like we said in the conduit audio, that currency to us is consciousness, currency to us is awareness, is presence, is perspective. That's our currency. It's frequency, it's vibration, fun. But what I noticed was that I was perceiving this young lad, and it was almost like you could just see he was wealthy, even though he looked normal. He was like going to smoke a cigarette. I don't know how my programming works, but he just was wealthy. He had this complete air about him. He didn't have a single wrinkle on his face. And it was like I was allowing myself to perceive just how ignorant to worry someone with money could be raised as. And I allowed myself to copy paste those codes to say, okay, we, the masses, are programmed, and this is obviously an ascension path. Yeah, wealth is part of the ascension path. So those that have moved through the wealth take this as whatever struggle you're currently in, as in the resistance to being seen, the resistance to showing up, the resistance to even teaching people about wealth frequency, the resistance to be having bigger impact because you've already made it in theory because it's based on wealth. Whereas really it's like, if you're already seeing past wealth, then what are you actually saying is the new thing? What is more than wealth? What are you here to teach others about? If it's not money, if you feel like you've already transcended that, then it's like, okay, cool. So you already know you're got something to say. What's your next thing? Because obviously it doesn't stop at money. What do you do with your money? What do you do with your money? How relaxed do you feel with your money, spending your money? What happens from money? So when I was looking at this guy and I copy pasted the codes, the ignorance came from this, that the masses are programmed or allow themselves to have the experience of fear, of worry, of worst case scenario over best. So say a bill's coming up, instead of thinking, it's fine, I always have money, it will be fine, get sorted, we think, how's that going to get sorted? Like, there's literally no way, there's literally no way it can be sorted. I'm screwed, like all this. Whereas I copy pasted the rich wealthy kid codes, and how I felt was not bothered. Like, I wasn't thinking about it. And I've drawn a small diagram for this. I did. Yeah. So here's rich wealthy kid, and they're just looking at wealth. They're just looking at no worries, lovely, lovely life. Although there could be all these things coming in at them, all these things coming in, they don't see it. Okay, so now we're going to draw this. Let's say rich wealthy kid is here. Okay, this is 4D. This is 3D, bigger. Okay, so usually I draw it the other way around. Now I'm drawing it this way. 4D kid is focused closer on detachment to all the distractions, and is actually always in the moment with wealth, with carefreeness, and some we can say ignorance to the world's problems. You can say selfish, self-centered, raised to be conceited, raised to not think that these problems have to affect them. Well, that to me sounds like an ascended mindset, right? So what's written here is, physiologically they're not raised to worry. Now we can say that's because they have got the money, the parents got the money, so they're not actually physically in need to perceive of an alternative situation where they didn't, based on themselves needing to make the money because their parents have it. But really we're talking about vibration, aren't we? How the wealthy stay wealthy. Yeah, we can say dark elite, services sell, fine, propaganda, mainstream, all of that, oppression, suppression, fine, back end deals and feeding off others, fine, we can say that. But where we want to get to is that ascension is for service to self and service to others. Service itself are ascending 4D and 5D and 6D. They're all ascending. Still going to have metaverse. Everyone's going to be tuned into these wealth frequency codes of service to self through metaverse. And we're in our like multidimensional light projected reality, just like the metaverse is multidimensional light projected reality, but with things on. Whereas we're closing our eyes. Well, they're kind of opening their eyes in the dark, and we're closing our eyes to go into the void. So it's almost like this equal share of the same characteristics that you need to have to survive, to be a part of 4D, 5D. You need to be at a level of awareness where you believe you've got nothing to worry about. Right? So I took these rich kid codes and I copy pasted them to be like we said in the last training, rather than attaching to that there needs to be a how it's expected to show up. Instead, it was a feeling, right? It's the feeling of, like we say in this diagram, this could all be coming in all the time, and it is. Yeah? Sorry, like this. But this rich kid has been raised to be like, I don't worry about that though. I don't actually have the brain cells. I don't think about it. Like, I don't think about how to milk a cow. It's not like I sit there thinking about, oh, for God's sake, I just don't know how to milk a cow. Like, how am I going to know how to milk a cow? I've never been taught to milk a cow. Rich kid's not like, oh, God, how am I not worrying about money? Like, how? There's so many, like, what if I've got to figure this thing out? They're just not thinking about it. So it allowed me to tune into how far we can not think about things to actually embody who we want to be. And we want to be a wealthy, abundant, new earth light leader, channeling new money. And I embraced that. I embraced the idea. So that's what I want to invite you to do. That with number 3, rich kid codes, copy paste, is that instead of having the normal worst case to best case, and you're trying to get best case, and worst case is your normal, best case is their normal, and worst case is these random fleeting things. So our perspective is that we perceive in 3D we were always worst case, and we're trying to implement best case now, but really we're pretty much there. We're best case scenario people, right? It's only when our next levels of manifestations want to come, and then we kind of retort to this like victim, self-sabotage, saying that we don't really want it, but really it could just be a protective mechanism because we do obviously want it, and we could obviously quantum leap into that timeline, into that reality, and hold the space. So saying that we don't want things is just protective, right? Which is beautiful because it's protecting us from complete failure of just like saying, oh, I believe I'm a billionaire, and saying it online, everyone being like, you're not, right? It's got to be some beautiful boundary for the mind and the heart to come together as one being rather than feel that conflicting tension. So rather than expecting the worst to come when you're in that new idea of manifestation, let's take rich kid codes, expect the best. I expect daddy to buy me that. Oh yeah. I expect source God to bring me that. Oh yeah. I expect source God to bring the money because I'm source God, and I expect a lot of myself. I expect it will come because I'm God. If what I say goes, yeah, I'm creator. What I say goes. So it's almost like this like spoiled rich kid feeling that actually translate not into that feeling because of our spiritual wisdom, compassion, non-judgment, fine. But it turns the vibration as non-negotiable baseline. That's where we need you to be. Yeah, we need you to be like the rich kid, to be like source, universe, whoever you want to relate to, just like they'd be like, dad, mum, I'm having that car, that horse is mine, the drinks, of course, the hotel suite, of course, like it's mine. Like I can feel myself, I can feel my gut being like, yeah, like you're allowed to feel that way. Yeah, which brings into that if someone can feel that way, then so can you. Right? So right now you might be getting triggered and going, I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel like I expect it all to come like that. I don't want to feel like a rich kid. It's not really that, is it? It's a metaphor, yeah? It's a metaphor to expecting all your needs to be met. And you do want all your needs to be met, right? So we're raised in a traumatic sense because our parents didn't have what they needed in theory, emotionally and stuff, to then not have our emotional needs met, meaning that we don't think we can have any needs met. Whereas let's say as just as a stereotype, which I love stereotypes because it allows everyone to know where they're at really, that the stereotype of a rich kid is that in theory, perhaps they had loads of money, but they didn't get the emotional, in theory. But because they had all their needs met physically, they had a higher, a less pain perspective, because it could be softened by the nice holidays, by the socializing, by the parties, by the gifts, by the no fear. Let's just put it out there that being raised with real high wealth levels, at least to a child, they don't hear we can't, we shouldn't, sorry, I haven't got the money. On a daily basis, I mean, for basic things, they don't have the rushing, the like, you know, the probably like, you know, they have more travel, they have more opportunities. It's less no's, yeah, less no's. We'll put it that way, less no's. So less no's is less pain, yeah, less no's, less pain. And right now, we're saying yes. We're saying yes to source. We're saying yes, 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 yes. We're shattering the illusion of the no, because our intentions are pure. We're not labeling to say that what they had was better or worse than what we had. It's nothing to do with that. Yeah, I'm not copy pasting the so-called stereotype of my projected perception of a rich kid onto you at all. It's my perception. My perception is that me being raised on low income family as a perspective to learn what wealth is, it has nothing to do with my upbringing. It's to do with what I want to feel now. I'm not attached to that because I didn't have it then. I'm now attaching that I want it now. There's something to do with that. It's knowing I'm God's source and I can have anything I want. And as well as the wisdom of what we're here to do. Return to source by appreciating, by accepting and anchoring, embodying that you are the everything. And it goes hand in hand as a byproduct that you would have everything because you realize that you're the awareness of everything, right? Which doesn't exclude the rich kid codes. It doesn't exclude the poor kids codes. They're included in it all. But you're saying, like, as source God, you're saying, well, I've experienced the perspective for a long time of a poor kid code, and now I understand that a rich kid code is accessible to me, and I also want to experience that. And once I've got that, why I say this is for the people that already feel they've stepped into that money. When you've got that, then it's like, well, now there's another code I want. But it's like, until we get these layers and experience these opposite, opposing divine choice points to experience and explore the other side, it's almost like you can't cross off the list. You know, you're almost getting you're so distracted with needing to fulfill that one. Yeah, so wealth, obviously, freedom, financial, travel, freedom through wealth is what some children have already experienced. So it's like, why not just copy paste that? The reason that I attached to the child, and he was about 16, 17, I suppose, 18, 19 maybe or something, is that I noticed the skin, and that showed me the physiological less stress indicators that you're not going, for the whole of it. I've been doing that my whole life. I asked Dante when he was channeling the Palladians, I said, this line within my forehead, you know, it's just constantly the worry line. They said it's a wisdom line. They said you've spent a lot of time pondering things like that. And I was like, wisdom line? Do you know what I mean? Like in the tribe, it'd be like, oh, God, the wisdom line. What does the wisdom line say about it? You know, like this, like beautiful, right? Well, wrinkles, Botox here, right? It's just bullshit, horrible, right? Not bullshit, horrible, but my perception of the judgment of that is only perceived as, just like worried all my life. They're like, it's wisdom all your life, wisdom all your life, right? So when I perceived that he like had these no wrinkles, I was just like, God, it's like a yogi. What's the codes that overlap from a rich kid code to a yogi who's just sitting there not thinking about any worries? Yeah, okay, the difference is obviously holding compassion. Fine, of course, yeah. I'm not stupid, yeah. I'm not actually labeling this rich kid as the dark or the yogi as the Buddha as the light. I'm not saying that. I'm just comparing the perspective awareness of a nonchalant, no worry, expectational, safe, have all their needs met sensation, a feeling the same as you'd look at a monk and be like, your skin is so soft, like you never worry about anything. Oh, because the because the monastery looks after you. Oh, you never worry about anything. Oh, because your parents look after you. Oh, you do what you want all day. You've detached from it. Oh, you've detached from suffering. Oh, you've detached from suffering. Oh, you detach from suffering by not thinking that you ever have to not have things. You detach from the emotion of suffering by not having things. Right? So it's really like playing with this idea. And because obviously this path is about manifesting the reality that you want, and I'm not saying that comes through money. I'm just saying that is a fun and potent frequency that has come for us all, and we are here to redistribute wealth. We are here to channel new money and redistribute it. It just is. Like everyone, there's not going to be billionaires in the future. It's already been channeled. There's not going to be billionaires. There's hardly ever going to be millionaires, because once a light leader has $1 million, they put it back. They give back. They share. They buy land, plant trees, give it to this, give it there. So there's not even going to be millionaires. So the idea of like feeling wealthy is that it's a feeling. It's a feeling of having all your needs met and never worrying about money again, because you've redistributed all the wealth and everyone has all their needs met, and it's not monetary society anymore, as well as you've made loads of money and you've put yourself in a position, in a manifested projected reality, in a position where you have the passive income because you've set up something so amazing online that it just sells every month for the rest of your life. New Earth Pension Fund, right? So that's number 3. We want to copy paste the rich kid codes to really insert it into our body of not thinking worst case, always thinking best case. And then when the worst case comes in, turn on rich kid codes, as in like, sure it's going to work out. Always works out. Oh, weird. And pretend you've got all these rich friends around you, like top 5 people you hang out with, they're who you are. Pretend you've got these rich friends around you who are just like, oh, that we're going skiing at the weekend. You come in, you're like, yeah, of course. And like, turn off the outside bit that's saying, you haven't got it. 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 Hello, you haven't got it. Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there. Love it. Love it. Love it. Turn it off and just expect that Source God is your rich mother, father. You're the child, right? Then next part of that, number 4, is that you want to be adding in your sovereignty. Yeah, you want this to be so unique that you don't want to be doing anything that anyone else has done. So when you're being stimulated, when you're looking at others, when you're perceiving the dark idea of wealth, when you're perceiving other people with wealth, all you want to be doing is perceiving how you can feel new, that's never been felt before in this now moment. So you continuously, consistently exploring your wealth frequency codes in the now as new. Not like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that one again and feel that thing that I felt. No, new. What does it feel like to be a rich kid right now? Feels really relaxing. Feels great. What does it feel like now? Right? It's not I'm not trying to keep finding something. It's just this feeling, this frequency, this feeling of not thinking. This feeling that just instantly just drops in with what let's call rich kid code a frequency, that you're inside that, rather than, because you go into it, you then, the thoughts of the other things drop. You're not trying not to think about them. You're not them. You're not them. So we want to be sovereign, we want to be unique, we want to surrender to the newness of never been seen. So all the things that you're trying to do they have that element? Question number 4. Do they have the element of you've never been seen before? The things you're doing have never been seen before. And you can take this as never been seen before by you, but rather than never been seen, have they ever been felt before? Key word, felt. each moment be like, this is new, this is new, this is new, this is new, this is what I came for, this is what I came for, new feeling, new feeling, new feeling. The reason it feels low and sticky is because we're going over old feelings. Oh my god, this feeling feels so new, 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 new. Oh, rich kid cozy news. Oh, so new. Not taking in stimulation from external. Feels so new, 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 new. We want to be new, and we tuning into newness. That's going to be attracting our new paradigm, attracting the new versions of you, also bringing through your higher ideas of your soul to say, these should be new because I'm a fifth dimension soul trying to birth through your vessel. This should feel very new to you. Okay, so when we're feeling sticky, it's because we're going over old material, old content, old feelings. And that's not to say you can't ascend an old feeling. You just be like, oh, this new feeling of the old perspective, fine. But what I mean is, this moment's new. I request, I invite, I command newness in. I'm going to use my same mantras, but I'm going to keep shifting them to feel the newness of them. I am love. Wow. Oh, shh. I am new light. I'm new light. I'm new money. New currency. I'm new currency. I'm the new currency. Okay. Number 5. This is where we get deep. Okay. We use the I am mantras. I am wealthy. I'm like, yeah. But really, next stage. I mean, we could say it's previous, but I'm exploring it with you now to say next stage. I feel. Okay. I am love. I am light. I am wealthy. I am source creator. Of course. Yeah, I am. I am creator, right? I feel creator. I feel as the creator. I feel like creator. I feel creator. I am source. I am source. I am source. I feel source. I feel as source. I feel like source. Very, very different. Now they're being spoken out loud, but the feeling on the inside is the good stuff, is the shit, is the magic, yeah? The feeling. I feel like source. I feel source. You know? Where this takes us to is redefining language. Okay, so I feel source. What, around you, inside you, the awareness of, in the air, in the wind. I feel like source. What, like you're separate, like you feel like source, like great, like you're projecting, like, oh my god, I feel like source right now, like trippy, like I feel like God on earth. You know, these are all feelings that only you can translate. They are so varied and so vast that tuning into old thoughts just has come to an end. It has come to a time where it's like, I am talking for you. I can take the highest, simplest mantra and explore it in so many different ways. Because I'm no longer taking off the definition that I even know what that feels like, because it was based on a one limited perspective of a narrative for social memory complex, program from service to self, in theory. Love. Oh, I love you. I love you. Feels like, well, dopey. Like, I love. You just can't even, like, I can't even say you. I'm like, I love. Like, that is real shit right there. I love. I feel love. I feel love. I feel like love. You know, where's the card saying I am love? I feel love. I feel love for you. Not I love you. I feel love for you. So that's number 6, that it goes into redefining it for yourself, of being like, I'm not going to have old conversations. I'm not going to entertain that I still even mean the same things that you think I mean. And I mean that for yourself, to be like, entertain that this is so psychedelic that you want it to feel like you don't even know what you're saying because it's a new language. But because you're only basing it off of your feelings, you are navigating reality from your heart, from your feelings, of being like, I'm maintaining my presence within of how I feel. Whatever comes out of my mouth because of that, that must be right. That's it. Am I then attaching to worry of thoughts of what I should be doing if I'm just going off my feelings of redefining them, being like, I feel good. What is good? I feel warm and safe and held and free and excited and loved. Safe. I just feel safe. I feel good. I feel happy. When you're in that feeling, you're not thinking about other stuff. Your priorities have shifted. That's what we want. You want your priorities to shift, to go deeper and deeper with these words of feelings, but then be aware that the association of that feeling is a new feeling. So everything's new. So not be like, oh yeah, I know what well feels like. I know what abundance feels like. I know what channeling feels like. I know what fitness feels like. Okay, so we're going to go into the I am mantras with I feel mantras instead. Number 7 flows nicely on this because it's about saturation. This is what I'm talking about, the redefinition. Non-attachment to how it presents, but feeling it as a baseline, non-negotiable truth, okay? We want to get so non-negotiable truth with how we say we are going to aspire to feel all the time. As in, like, is a non-negotiable truth to me to feel safe all the time. And that presents itself as money. That presents itself as me not being in situations where I'm antagonized or someone feels threatened by me or feels like it's not good for them to be around me or me to be around them or something. Like, what I mean is, I'm not going to put myself into a situation where I already associate it with not what I want. Like, my non-negotiable truth is that I will do what I want when I want to consistently feel safe. So we want to explore those feelings to get you to be like, this is my non-negotiable truth now. 3 years ago, I was saying to my coach, like, well, what do you do with money? She's like, oh, you just declare it to the universe. It's a non-negotiable truth now. I earn 25k a month. Non-negotiable truth. You just command it to the universe. Wasn't taught how it needed to be taught, as in, like, I just thought, oh, okay, well, okay, I just say it, that's it. And then it doesn't show up. I'm just like, how do you do it again? Declare it, command it, just say it. No. Consistently feeling how that would feel, but that feeling being safety and nothing to do with the money, detached from it, the feeling of being like, I can do what I want when I want, meaning that, okay, in theory that presents itself as a financial safety path as well, but I'm not even needing that to be the only method. I'm not trying that to be the only method. My method of feeling safe is within. Financial manifested reality that shows up and presents itself so I can travel and feel safe that I can travel is not what I'm trying to achieve here. I'm achieving a vibrational, non-negotiable baseline truth of safetiness within me that can present more than money, bitch. More than that. Okay? So we want to ask that. Detaching to what you think you want and actually attaching to the feeling that's going to get you. I know you might have heard it 1,000 times before, but I mean, it's a non-negotiable truth. I'm like, I'm not playing with you, reality. It's a feeling I'm after. It's a feeling I'm after. I am not pretending anymore that the thing that I'm going to get from the feeling is what got me the feeling. The visualization of it, of how I would feel with that, gave me the feeling, which then presents something similar to that, but therefore it was the feeling I was always after. Thank you for the visualization. Number 8, that flow state, being detached to the specifics, is the God view, right? If once we get it and we know there's more, let's jump to the feelings. So let's say that, right, okay, here's you, and you get what you want. Let's say you get, do whatever you want, financial free lifestyle, yeah? As in, doesn't matter about the money because you can do what you want. So it's never about the money. So you've gone a freedom lifestyle. At that point, when you're sat on the beach doing whatever you want, helicopter rides, traveling the world, at that point, you know you're going to want something more, but you'll also sit there and go, I really thought this was the thing that I wanted for so long, and it feels and looks great. But as God ascending, there's more. There's more. So how can we best, at number 8 question, how best can you be, I am God, I feel 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 God. I literally let God, you can say soul, source, universe, you can say higher self, I let God come into my eyes, and I step back and I look through God's eyes. I literally let in. I let in the awareness, saying, oh my God, there's a God who I'm letting in to look through my eyes. And the more I can see through their eyes, the more I get to be back at that. But I have to be the back seat, letting their soul come forward. And then I'm like behind them, looking through their eyes that are looking through my eyes, like scanning the reality they're creating, being like, show me how they see it. Right? So flow state is obviously about being detached to that we think there's something we want, but there's also something we want. But it's more being attached to being God. Be God. I am God. I'm God. I'm not a victim. I'm God. I'm God. I can design anything I want. Right? So number 9, as God is in a dream, we can design the dream. And thousands say they've manifested exactly what they want. Yeah, they say, oh, I visualized this house, and 10 years later I was in the house and I just realized, oh my God, it's exactly that house that I manifested, that I drew out, that I had on the vision board, right? So let's get clearer and clearer, and design it from this detached perspective, okay? As in this, I can have the perspective of anything I want consistently. Like I am asking you to consistently have the perspective of anything you want about yourself, because you're God. So ask yourself, any perspective I have about myself that's low is me basically saying that I feel that God is that. God is a punisher. God is someone, a being that punishes, that chastises, that laughs at, that dangles carrots, that is teaser, that is neglectful, an abuser, you know, no good enough, like an abuser, making you feel shameful. Yeah, oh, you didn't do it, did you? Oh, didn't do it again. Did you do it wrong? Like that, right? And there's parts of me that do that to myself, and I'm just like, I am God. I am God. I am God. And I know that's an aspect of God that's doing that, but I'm choosing to see the aspects of God that don't. So I'm now going to allow God in to show me, to soothe me, to balm me, to say, I feel God. And I let the presence come in, almost like between the outside world and the internal world. I let God go in the middle. And it's just presence. It's just presence. It's just unconditional forgiveness. It is unconditional. It is neutral. It's nothingness. It's just awareness. It's awareness of love. It is awareness of love, right? So here's the areas that we're going to be absolutely non-negotiably clear on designing and delusionally obsessed with. Okay, with feelings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 areas. Okay, so write these down. And these were from Regan Hillier. These are 11 parts where she explains something along the lines of, and this is the same as everyone, yeah, Abraham Hicks. And when we say the more emotional grid you have, okay, so it's almost like, what's the kind of say, spotting where something's missing, and then filling that grid in. You've probably all heard that audio. So it's like you make a grid about every single possible area of your life that you're perceiving that there's something missing, right? But instead of like being like, oh, well, that bit's all right and we won't need to make a grid there, Regan Hillier's awareness of it, and she's manifesting $1 million a month. Regan Hillier's awareness and channeling very, very exquisitely 1,000 acres in Costa Rica, creating basically New Earth community. Like, I don't just mean the money, I mean she's in soul divine union, channeling the most beautiful activations, beautiful light language, spot on, right? Health, all that. That she says, even if an area of your life is great, make a grid and say, I'm so grateful that it's still great. I'm so grateful, yeah, that you're still projecting this great, to not allow any area to dip. So these are the 11 areas. 1, family. 2, business and career. 3, wealth and money. 4, intimate relationships. 5, fun and recreation. 6, passion. 7, health. 8, mission and purpose. 9, contribution. 11, emotions and mindset. 10, emotions and mindset. 11, mental state. Whatever that number was at the end, we'll just go with that. Emotions and mindset. Next one, mental state. So what we're going to do is we're going to write out I am, like we said in the last training, the I am's detached to the physical showing up as it. We're going to write out the I feels. We're going to write the I am's. I am so grateful for my family. Then we're going to write I feel so grateful for my family. Right? See the difference? I am so successful in my business and career. I feel so successful in my business and career. I am wealthy. I am money. I feel so wealthy. I feel like money. Simple ones like that. I'm going to record you the audio for that. So what am I inviting you to do is, first, number 1, create some I ams that will be more than just one. So you might say, I am so grateful for my family. I am in love with my family. I am in a healed family. I am a New Earth family. I am so grateful for my dream life with my family. I am in love with my family time. Yeah, but then take them and be like, I feel so in love with my family time. I feel like such a New Earth family. I feel. Do you see? Do you see the difference? See the difference. Just landing in your solar plexus right now, like going, oh my God, it's totally different. I actually feel, right? So you're going to do that for those areas of your life where you're like, oh my God, I've just created a grid for every single aspect. Now, if you find whatever grids you come up with, if you're like, oh, I really want a specific one for my back, I am my back. I feel my back. Yeah. Flexibility. I am flexible. I feel so flexible. Do it. That's what I'm asking you to do. Do it. Right? Make as many grids as possible with I ams and I feels as straight away additional vibratory feelings, and I want you to be tuning into this every single day. Okay, so the one that I'll create could be even 5 minutes. I am newer family. I feel my newer family. Right? You see how varied and broad this could be. You see how it could be. You could write it anyway. So I'm not saying you're necessarily 100% going to resonate with how I write it, because I'm just doing it as a baseline truth. I am and I feel. But for you, make it as specific as you want. Now, number 2 of this, designing our dream life, I honestly believe, like number 8, where we said flow state is being detached to the outcome but playing God. I also believe that our job is to realize that if you really want to wake up from the dream, you can design it because you're God. You can be a divine receiver, of course, but then it is down to your awareness of realizing, well, I am God then, to feel like you've given yourself enough chances to notice when an opportunity feels aligned. So therefore, I encourage you to, in each area of those, to actually spend time. And I'm one to putting this off. I could have done this for the past year every day, every week, because I could have put some time aside. I haven't. I've been allowing my intuition to just be like, no, no, no. Instead, now I'm like this. In 60 days' time, I am having all the fucking shit that I want. In 60 days' time, it's happening. I am non-negotiable. I'm done. I'm done with fluctuating, with thinking about anything else but my perfect dream reality. I am done with it. Okay? And I'm inviting you all to come with me. Like, now. Okay? So these 11 areas of your life, then add in your extras. Like, I'm going to be adding in channeling. Yeah, I'm going to be adding in DNA. I'm going to be adding in although it says like health, I'm going to be adding in my physicality, embellishment, divine embellishment. I want to be be able to have, like, I want to feel safe in massages, acupuncture, all the stuff, all the time. Yeah, that's all. I'm going to be adding in this, all right? So you do the I ams, I feels as your short vibe booster. That's what I want to invite you to do. Okay, so you're experiencing what I'm saying. It's a non-detached. You're not telling it what it needs to be. Then you're feeling it, and you're like, I love that feeling. That's what I'm after, right? Then your other one is going to be a more written specific design. You're going to do this every month. And if you make space for this, you could do it every week. You could analyze it and do it every week. And I'm going to be. So I'm going to write out an idea, an intuitive idea of how I sense my family life to be. And I'm going to see what aligns. I'm going to, like, it's almost like window shopping. So I told another beautiful being on this program, I said, write out, spend $100 million. Write out, spend $100 million. Write a list. What would you do when you spent the money? Now you have so much fun with this. You're spending money, you feel rich, you feel abundant, you feel freaking great. Like, it's exciting myself just saying it. What's this going to do? It's going to obviously call your future manifested reality in, because you visualize it, you've really planned it, you've designed it. You're like, no, I want those curtains. No, that color car, or that car. Oh, I suppose I'll go there then, or maybe I'll do that. You're really allowing your subconscious mind to be saturated in wealth abundance codes, right? Plus, you've experienced it. So then you're out of the craving of, oh, how am I going to get it? You're like, oh my God, that was so good. I love my life. Then you come back to your soul line mission of, like, if you had manifested $100 million and spent it, at that point you're sitting on the beach, you've done everything and blah, blah, blah. Then you go, right, okay, so what next? That's the position we really want you to get in with writing out these, that you're saying what you are, you're feeling it in a vibration, you've designed it to a point that makes you feel so freaking juicy and abundant and excited to still be here. Then the divine intuitive guidance of your next steps to get there can come, because you've kind of like spent it all, you've done it all, you're not trying anymore, you've lived it. So then your soul's like, cool, well done, you've got out of the way of all the distraction, of all the stimulation, of all, like, oh, wish I had that, oh, that'd be great, all the shopping list of the mind. And you're in neutral again, you're in center point to then go, show me. Okay, so you're going to write out like a life design. You're going to write out as much as you want, but you are going to also record this as an I am and I feel, as in, I am so grateful, like my one, for example, I am so grateful that in my family life, I live a time, financial, and travel freedom lifestyle with my family. I am able to pay, fully support all their adventures, invite them all with me any point. I am able to I am paying for houses across the entire world, allowing all my family, friends, obviously it's more than that, yeah, I'd let anyone stay there, but just saying family, like dream reality, that they are all supported to live their most abundant, creative, free lives from having the ability to travel for free, to stay in my apartments, to expand themselves. Yeah, to stay in my houses, to expand themselves. I am the breadwinner of my family. My family are so proud of me. I am so proud of me. I am so proud of my family for all walking the path. I am in a dream reality where I have all my needs met and I meet all the needs of my family. My family are emotionally available. My family are emotionally stable. My family are emotionally connected. My family are physically healed, all this kind of stuff, right? Where you can see I'm not really attaching to it still. I'm allowing it to be open because I've done this so many times that I actually get really sticky when you might be like, how do I actually want it to look like though? And personally for me, that causes me distortion because I get too into specifics. I'm like, well, how would we go to Spain? Would it be like once every 2 weeks, or would we have a car? And it gets all a bit sticky. That's why I detach, and instead I just go with the feeling more, but I do make it more of a story. Okay? So I'm inviting you to do business and career. I am so successful in my business. I am so successful in my career. I feel so successful in my business. I feel so successful in my career. Then the design of it, my business is booming. My business is so heartfelt. My business is valued, seen, respected, appreciated. My business is world globally recognized. My career is a global sensation. I am hailed and respected as an eloquent, conscious, flow state streaming channel. My career makes me feel so loved. My career, I am so loved for my career. My career loves me. I love my career. Okay. So although I'm not saying the specifics, like I said, you might like to. Okay, so this is to do a small vibe booster and then a longer vibe booster, where each month you might personally right now go, I want the business as to write a book. So you're like, my business of writing, my business of publishing, my business of authorship is complete. Yeah, my book has sold 10 million copies. I am invited on podcasts. I'm invited on interviews. I'm invited everywhere to talk about my book, right? And that might feel really super juicy. I too will include things like that, okay? Because people do say the more specific you can get, the more the universe will design your manifestations for you. I personally believe that comes down to integrity. I believe that if you do things all the time that you stand by so that your brain actually trusts you, I believe that it will trust you when you're saying specific things. However, until you're in that integrity zone, I don't believe that it believes you when you say specific things as much as if you say feelings, then it can intuitively tune into that frequency. So that's an invitation to you to put it out to yourself to say, do I do what I say? Does my brain believe me when I say things? Or would it be easier for me right now to tune into these really beautiful, abundant, luxurious frequency points where I'm not necessarily visualizing how it looks, I'm experiencing how it feels, which is the path. Okay? Then I believe that once you get into those higher integrity points, then that's why millionaires would say, get really specific with it. If you can get really specific with it and not feel sticky, go for it. I'm not saying that I'm there yet with saying, oh, I exactly know how I want my intimate relationship to be. I exactly know how I want my fun and recreation to be. I don't. I believe I'm stepping into new earth where there's new opportunities that I'm not actually aware of. So I'm tuning into a newer frequency of fun. Like, I am so fun. I feel so free to with my recreation time. I have endless recreation because I'm allowing the intuitive visuals to come into me to show me what that would look like, rather than me go, I can water ski. I am so abundant in water skiing. Fine, say it. But really, my intuitive awareness, I'm sure yours as well, is more like, what does fun feel like on New Earth? Whoa, it's indescribable of what that feels like. Could I then put that into words? A unified awareness of higher cosmic wisdom to me is fun. Does it translate into physical reality right now for me as a visual? It kind of looks like Mary Curie doing experiments in a lab with, let's say, high dimensional beings, aliens, let's say, like, but in like a floating crystalline massage parlor where everyone's like doing everything at once. Like, we're learning, we're laughing, we're exploring, we're expanding, we're healing, we're being embellished, we're being soothed all at once. Like, my idea of fun is intelligent wisdom being experienced in the most sensual way, for example. So could I put on there, the fun I have is in a multidimensional, interdimensional massage quantum physicist parlor where we all come for quantum trainings along with quantum healing modalities, like a spa, a quantum spa treatment. Yeah, right. Would I necessarily think that without knowing how to feel that? No. So I hope that's given you a good one, right? So that is the training and the help for today. We are going hard. Next 60 days, you are going to see your family, business and career, wealth and money, intimate relationships, fun and recreation, passion, health, mission and purpose, contribution, emotions and mindset, and your mental state, as well as your DNA activations, channeling, whatever specifics that you want to tune into. You are going to see them explode. Non-negotiable truth. You are going to be listening to your I am and I feel vibe boosting audio every single day, at least like 3 times a day for like 5 minutes. You're gonna be like, I am, I feel, I am, I feel, I am, I feel, right? And you're also going to listen to this one that you can record up to 10-15 minutes a day. You're going to be swimming in this reality. We want your perspective to be so blinded and saturated by its delusions of this absolutely dream feeling that you don't see life in any other way. Does that make sense? 1, you don't want to see life in any other way. 2, life can be seen in this way. 3, you're going to literally step into that life, right? Because you'll already be living it. Okay? So feelings, 60 days, non-negotiable truth, not having anything else. That's it. Done. Saying to source, finally understand it 3 years later, going, I command this. I'm going to command it through creating the grids to every aspect of my life through a feeling vibration, not through a panicky thing, but through a freaking, like, I know how it feels. I know how it feels. It's honestly, it's coming in so strong. Your manifestations are going to literally rock. They're going to skyrocket. You're going to be watching you're going to be watching the manifestations present themselves, and you're like, oh, that's how Recreation 5D shows up to me now. All right, respect. I tuned into an intergalactic spa. Oh, I got given free tickets to a top health spa. Okay, I'll vibe that. Okay. I love you so much. Let me, if you want to share your I am and your I feel mantras, if you want to share your 10-minute audios, 15-minute audios with me, I would absolutely love to receive them. So feel free to do that. Tag me with any questions, comment, email me, anything you need, and look forward to the audio that I'll also send you. I hope you've enjoyed this training. Always pass on this work to anyone else that you think would resonate with it, enjoy it, and I hope you have enjoyed the training. I love you so much. Well done on being your freaking everything in this life. You've literally got this. You are here to tune into a higher perspective within you that really doesn't mean higher like you've got to go anywhere. Higher means more sensitive. So going within is how you find that higher realm. Thank you so much. Namaste.